All right, y'all, buckle up because episode 7 didn't just shake the table, it flipped the whole game board, flipped the script, and lit the rulebook on fire. This episode took everything we thought we knew and spun it into full-blown chaos. Rack's once solid empire? Crumbling before our eyes. Her allies, either abandoning ship or secretly sharpening their knives. Her enemies, smelling blood and moving in fast. And while Rake has made some questionable choices over the seasons, the level of heat she's catching now feels less like justice and more like a full-scale takedown. And here's where it gets wild. Kanan catches her slipping money to a couple of dirty cops, and instantly, he's connecting dots that were never even on the same page. Suddenly, he's convinced she's behind Famous's murder? That's not just grief or paranoia, that's rewriting history with no receipts. It's a leap so far, it's practically orbiting the truth. But when emotions run high, logic gets tossed out the window, and that's exactly what's happening here. Episode 7 wasn't just a turning point, it was a warning shot. Trust is dead. Loyalty is cracking. And the foundation of every relationship we've been following? Shaking to its core. So let's break it all down, moment by moment, because if you thought things were intense before, just wait. This is where everything starts to unravel. Rack has officially become public enemy #1 this season, and the pressure is crushing her from all sides. Every mistake, every betrayal, every death, people are pinning it all on her, even the things she had no hand in. She's been a boss, a strategist, a survivor, but right now, she's being made into a scapegoat, and the weight of that is starting to show. The cracks in her armor are getting harder to hide. Her relationship with Kanan, once the only thing that felt even remotely stable, is unraveling at a dangerous pace. He's not just questioning her, he's resenting her, blaming her. And when Kanan starts seeing his own mother as the source of all his pain, the line between loyalty and rage gets dangerously thin. Kanan isn't the type to step back and think things through. When he's hurt, he strikes, and that makes him a wild card Rock can't control. And then there's Unique. That kitchen confrontation? Pure fire. Tension that had been simmering all season finally boiled over, and the result was explosive. Rack stood tall. She always does, but Unique isn't the same man she once knew. The brain injury didn't just mess with his head physically, it's changed his entire perspective. He's volatile, unstable, and worst of all, he's convinced himself that Rake is the villain in his story. That kind of delusion makes him dangerous. He's not listening to reason. Even if Rock laid out every truth in black and white, Unique wouldn't see it because he doesn't want to see it. He's trapped in his own narrative, and that makes him unpredictable. Now Unique has aligned himself with Rusano, but let's be honest, this isn't an alliance built on strategy or mutual respect. This is pure, unfiltered revenge dressed up as a partnership. It's built on shared enemies, not shared vision. It's about the illusion that if they take Rake down, all their problems will magically disappear. But hate? Hate is a weak foundation. It's unstable, impulsive, and ultimately self-destructive. And when two men like Unique and Rusano are in the same room, both driven by ego, pain, and paranoia, it's only a matter of time before that partnership turns inward and starts to eat itself alive. Unique isn't thinking 5 steps ahead anymore. He's charging forward like a man with nothing left to lose. That kind of energy doesn't end in victory. It ends in mistakes, and episode 8? That's when the cracks in his plans start to show. But Rack's war isn't just with Unique and Kanan. It's on every front. And one of the most dangerous threats is the one hiding in the shadows, Stefano. He hasn't been loud. He hasn't needed to be. He's the kind of power that doesn't flex it, waits. Cold, strategic, patient, and above all, unforgiving. Rock owes him, and in Stefano's world, a debt isn't just a financial problem, It's a blood promise. And with her crew scattered, her product gone, and her resources dwindling, Rock is boxed in tighter than ever. Every move she makes now comes with a cost, and every second she hesitates, someone else moves closer to the throne. She's running out of allies, out of time, and out of luck. Her silence has become vulnerability. Her strength has become isolation. And with the wolves circling, it's only a matter of time before someone makes the final strike. But the most volatile piece on this board? It's still Kanan. He's the emotional storm that no one can predict, and the most dangerous storms are the ones fueled by grief. Kanan's pain over losing Famous has taken root, and it's no longer just sadness or confusion. It's turning into anger, paranoia, and a desperate need to make someone pay. And when he saw Rock slipping cash to those cops, it was like every suppressed emotion finally erupted. No evidence, no context, just pure rage. In that moment, all of his complicated feelings toward his mother, feelings he's buried for years, boiled to the surface. Kanan's always lived in Rock's shadow. She molded him, manipulated him, protected him, and scarred him all in the same breath. He was raised not with love alone, but with control. And now that he's finally seeing her with clear eyes, he's realizing just how much of his life was shaped by her ambition. When he snapped and told her she's the architect of the mess they live in, it wasn't just a heated outburst. It was the truth clawing its way out. But even as he blames her, he's forgetting one crucial thing. Rock has always put herself on the line for him. She's taken every hit so he wouldn't have to. That's not just strategy, that's love, in its most twisted and raw form. So yes, Kanan's fury is real, but it's also blind. And grief, like his, it's a dangerous lens. It warps memories, blurs truth, and replaces logic with revenge. He's spiraling, and instead of reaching for the people who care about him, he's pushing them all away. He's numbing his pain with violence, using anger as armor. And now, we're starting to see the birth of a new Kanan, the one who stops flinching, who stops caring, who embraces the cold, because warmth only brings heartbreak. It's not a sudden shift, it's a slow, heartbreaking transformation. But we're watching it happen right now, in real time. Episode 8 isn't just another chapter, it's the beginning of the reckoning. And the version of Kanan we're about to meet? He's not the confused son anymore. He's becoming the man the streets will one day fear. A man shaped not by love, but by loss. And that's the scariest part. Meanwhile, the end of episode 7 dropped a moment so subtle yet so devastating, Rag euthanizing her mother. No grand gestures. No theatrics. Just quiet heartbreak. That scene stripped Rake down to her rawest form. It wasn't about strategy, power, or dominance. It was about mercy, exhaustion, and maybe even redemption. After all the violence she's orchestrated, all the manipulation and bloodshed she's either caused or enabled, we saw the toll it's taken. She's worn down. She's emotionally frayed. That moment felt like her finally letting go not just of her mother, but of the image of herself as this untouchable queenpin. And when someone like Rack starts unraveling, when her pain starts overtaking her control, that's when the real chaos begins. This entire season has been marching toward an emotional collapse. The family ties that once held everything together are now pulling people apart. Alliances are rotting from the inside. Betrayals are hitting closer and closer to home. The idea of family has turned from something sacred to something twisted and violent. And at the center of it all is Rock watching everything she built fall to pieces. Meanwhile, Kanan is drifting further and further away, not just from her, but from the version of himself that still had a conscience. What comes next isn't just another episode. It's the fallout, the reckoning, and no one's walking out of this clean. Episode 8 looks like it's going to be the turning point. Kanan is ready to make a move, and Rake might not see it coming. Unique is spiraling, and his need for revenge is pushing him to act recklessly. Rock, stuck in the middle of it all, is running out of options. There's no clean escape now. No safe choices left to make. Just consequences, betrayal, and the fallout that's been simmering beneath the surface finally starting to erupt. We're not just approaching the climax, we're standing on the edge of absolute chaos. And episode 8? That might be the match that sets the entire world on fire. If you've made it this far, thank you truly. Your energy, your theories, your passion for the story, it's what keeps this community alive. I appreciate every comment, every like, and every person who's been riding this roller coaster with me. So let's keep it going. Drop your predictions below. Who's going down? Who's getting out alive? What's next for Rock and Kanan? And don't go anywhere just yet. Tap into the next video to stay locked in with the story. More drama, more breakdowns, and more truth coming your way. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Stay sharp.